If runaway inflation, the rising cost of groceries, and supply line snafus have you concerned, stick with us. You're in the right place.
Hey, this is the last week in our February grocery challenge. And in case you haven't been with us, let us get you up to speed.
All right, so we started hearing from viewers several weeks ago that the rise in prices had them not only concerned, but here was their main concern. They felt like they couldn't put food on the table this week and still have enough money left over to stock or restock that emergency food pantry. Super important these days. And so the reason for the challenge was that we wanted to show you how you could really minimize the amount that you're putting out for groceries every week, so you can take all of that extra money that you're saving and use that money to create a stockpile of items in your pantry. So what we're saying is that this series was designed with you in mind.
Now be sure to stay to the end of the video because we're going to have a question and answer session where we address the main questions that viewers have had about this challenge.
It's going to be a rapid fire Q&A, and then you're going to want to make sure that you stick with us because at the very end, we are going to reveal whether we actually obtained our objective. So our objective was, in case you haven't been with us, that we would feed our family for no more than $50 a week throughout the month of February. So did we reach our objective or did we epically fail?
So, did we make it or did we not? Now remember, the $50 a week that Hope and I chose includes the amount of food that we used out of our own stockpile, plus the amount that we purchased at the store each week. So it's a total of $50 per week, complete. Well, let's get this week started and take a look at the grocery haul. And here is Hope.
Welcome to week 4 of the February Grocery Challenge. This is our final week in the challenge series, and this is a Wednesday, not a Friday. Normally I grocery shop on Fridays, but we have another winter storm arriving in our area. So we went shopping today to make sure that we had food in the house. I'm going to show you the grocery haul, talk a little bit about the menu plan I came up with to go with this grocery haul. And then I'm going to answer all of your questions. We wanted to make really, really certain that your questions, the things that were on your mind right now that you felt like, I really need to know this information right now, that all those questions got answered. So I ask you to leave your questions in the comments section of last week's video. I grabbed those questions. I'm going to make sure that those questions get answered on today's video. Let's first of all take a look at what we got at Aldi's. Aldi saltines, guys, you know these are my favorite, 85 cents. Tell me in the comments section if you too are a fan. I got 3 boxes because I want to make sure I had plenty of saltines going into the winter storm coming through. Bottle of barbecue sauce, 95 cents. One of the things you really want to think about is something like this. You can add a lot of flavor to a lot of different dishes, and it doesn't take a whole lot of barbecue sauce to accomplish that aim. So get something that a little bit is going to go a long way. It's a great price, 95 cents. As far as fruit for the week goes, I got 3 pounds of these. I think they're Pink Ladies, they're not Gala. Pink Lady apples. They were $2.99, about $1 a pound. $1 a pound is pretty much the max that I spend on any fruit. So this fit within that parameter. I got 1 of those. These 2 were $2.99, and this is 3 pounds of navel oranges. I grabbed celery while I was there. I was almost out of celery. Also grabbed some carrots, 2 pounds of carrots, $1.59 for the carrots. 3 pounds of yellow onions. I was almost out. My goal is always to get onions for under $1 a pound. And so far, that has proved pretty easy to do thus far. And then I got a jar of pickles. We were completely out of pickles. And I got 2 jars of the chunky salsa. Tell me in the comment section if you are a fan of this. This is the chunky salsa that comes from Aldi. It's $1.50 for a jar of salsa. It tastes really good, and really that's inexpensive for salsa. And this is another one of those things, just like the barbecue sauce, I can use this salsa in 10 different menu ideas throughout the whole week, and it just doesn't take a whole lot of salsa to add a whole lot of flavor. I got 2 jars while I was there. The total from Aldi was $20 Now, my goal throughout the challenge has been to spend no more than $25 just on basic items from the grocery store. And then I added no more than $25 average value of ingredients from my pantry and my freezer and any other things I had in the house. So no more than 25 of that. And the total, therefore, would be $50 a week to feed my family breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I had $5 left over. Guys, I headed to my favorite ethnic food market to see my buddy Saeed. He had these amazing, these are organic, guys. These peppers, $1 each. I bought 3 of them. And he had avocados marked down to 50 cents per avocado. And I managed to get one good looking avocado. It's really ripe, it's ready to go, but it's not overly ripe, so that was a good deal. $3.50 at Saeed's place. So the total for this week's grocery haul, just a little over $24. Hey, we're going to show you the weekly menu plan next. But before we do, we actually had kind of an unexpected blessing that actually added to our perishable food inventory this week. Our church has a food bank. We actually help with the food bank for probably 8 or 10 years every single month. Well, the director of the food pantry said that they had some perishable items that had been donated. They weren't given out at the regular food bank time, that she had these left over. And she said, please, every parishioner, when you're exiting the church, would you please just stop by the back pew, and I have some items that are left over from the food pantry. They are perishable, and please go home with some of them because I really want to give them out and I don't want to throw them out. So on our way out, she gave us
lots of potatoes.
Okay, yeah. So like 4 5-pound bags of potatoes.
Awesome.
I'm like, holy cow, it was
That
a
was
lot
awesome.
of potatoes left over.
Yeah.
And a couple of quarts of strawberries and a loaf of bread. So that was really
Quite a blessing. So here is a look at the menu.
Now, our grown kids came over twice this week with their girlfriends, and so we had a few extra people for dinner this week. As you might imagine, lots of potatoes on the menu this week because really, that's what we had in the house. One of the things that really helped this week, and it's gotten significantly easier as we've gone from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 and now to week 4 of this grocery challenge, is the fact that we had items that were left over. So we would buy 4 pounds of carrots, and clearly we're not going to eat 4 pounds of carrots in 1 week. So some of those would carry over to the next week and the next week. So that actually has been super helpful in creating the menu plans and not going over the budget because of all those things that were left over from the previous weeks.
So for breakfast, check out those berries that are on top of the oatmeal that we had this week. Now, we switch off between oatmeal and cream of wheat. Yeah. I actually eat a cornmeal cereal. And so that really is our staple. We have hot cereal every day of the week, all through the year.
Now, for those of you wondering, do you ever eat boxed cereal? We do. On Sunday nights, we all eat boxed cereal because I don't cook on Sunday evenings. Just don't do it. So that's actually kind of a special treat. The kids loved it when they were growing up because they knew they were going to get a bowl or 2 of boxed breakfast cereal. So that's the only time that happens in our family.
Our second son, John, had his 23rd birthday this week. Yay. So we celebrated that by having some of these 1/4-pound beet burgers that Hope had in the freezer, along with some sweet potato burgers. So we gave them a choice of what they wanted. Plus, of course, we had potatoes, since we've got lots of potatoes to serve.
Yeah, so I had a vegetable tray. I also added some potato salad and some sweet potato hummus. If you've never made it, it is so easy and incredibly yummy with the sweet potatoes in it. Yeah. Just a reminder, if you're really interested in seeing some more photos and you'd like to get the recipe links, I did a special post. It's at the website. There'll be a link to that post in the description of this video.
Hope also made some potato croquettes, and they are quite a bit like tater tots. Yeah, only they're
much better.
They're better.
Like much better,
much
guys.
better than that. Yeah.
Tell us in the comment section, have you ever made potato croquettes or homemade tater tots?
Another main dish that Hope cooked up was her yummy white bean soup. Oh my gosh. In fact, she made a huge batch that we were going to share with our co-op, but we had a big snow and that got canceled. So we had plenty to share among ourselves.
And this is why that soup was on last week's menu and this week's menu, because I had the soup all made and then we got this massive amount of snow, icy roads. It was horrible. They canceled the event, which meant that, of course, we ate that whole batch. So now there's a second batch upstairs, and cross my fingers because it's not quite Friday when we're recording this video. The party is Friday. Hope for no more snow.
Actually, we're going to get about 1 to 3 inches on Friday.
Don't say that.
Yeah, by Friday morning.
No.
So it'll be drivable. We had 7 inches last week. That was not drivable. And the other thing that Hope made, which is one of my very favorite soups, is her split pea soup. And I had some of that today at work. Really good stuff.
Y'all,
Love
he
it.
would eat this every single week if I made it. I am
would.
not joking. Are there any split pea soup fans in the audience? You got to tell Larry that you're with him. He absolutely loves it.
It's good stuff. Really good stuff. Why don't you talk a little bit about your teriyaki rice salad?
Okay, so here's the story with the rice salad. The first week of this challenge, I made this rice salad. And everybody asked me, where's the recipe link? Well, there wasn't one because literally I made it up as I went along and threw a little of this in it, a little of that in it. And I promised you before the challenge ended that I would recreate that rice salad, and this time I would pay strict attention to what I was actually putting in the salad. I would write it up, complete with some photos and a link where you can download the PDF of the recipe, and I have it. It's on the website, and I'll make sure that, once again, it will be linked in this week's menu plan post, so you can look for that there.
So what did Hope grab from the pantry and from the freezer?
I always like to show you guys the ingredients that I had to add from the pantry and the freezer, in addition to what I actually had in the grocery haul. So here you go. This is everything that I had to add from the pantry and the freezer. And you'll notice that I also added the average price that I paid for these ingredients, so we can make absolutely certain that we are staying within $50 a week.
What did this menu cost? Did she stay within the $50 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a whole week?
Can I do my drum roll?
Do your drum
All right,
roll.
I'm going to let him announce it.
So the menu came to a whopping $48.06. Yay!
All right, now we are going to reveal, as I told you, the total of the 4 weeks to see if we stayed strictly within that $200 budget. And we're going to do that in just a sec. But before we do that, we promised you this is going to be rapid fire Q&A. All the most asked questions from the last 4 weeks that were left in the comment section, we're going to cover them super duper quick.
Okay, question number 1 comes from GGB, and it is, I noticed that I have trouble finding ways on using one ingredient multiple ways, like potatoes, rice, beans, etc., leaving me a bit stressed and giving in to spending money. I have a family of 2.5. There's a baby due in May. And with much love from Dover, New Hampshire.
Okay, first of all, congrats from us on the
Yes.
new baby arriving in May. So exciting. And the answer to your question is supercook.com. I have mentioned them before. I love, love, love them. You can look things up by ingredient. You can also filter it by your choice as your dietary choices, like whether you're keto or whether you're vegan or whether you're vegetarian. Love it. Allrecipes.com, also another favorite of ours. And Taste of Home also has a massive collection of recipes, common ingredients, and you can find what you need there.
Okay, so the second question comes from Carolyn Miller, and Carolyn says, great video. Well, thank you, Carolyn. One thing that I haven't heard you mention is which fresh food staples you always have, and are you willing to pay full price for if you have to? Mine are carrots, celery, onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and greens. Those are quite a bit like what we like to stock in as well.
Carolyn, we are like right on the same
Same
wavelength.
page,
I'm
same
telling
page.
you, those are definitely, so I call them the big three, the things that I am willing to go out, I restock, I don't care what the store is charging for them, I am going to buy them. And that would be carrots, onions, and celery. And I would like slide some fresh garlic in there too, probably.
But you try to find potatoes on sale.
I do try to find potatoes and sweet potatoes on sale. but those core 3 ingredients, those are the ones that I feel like as long as I have those in the house, I can cook. Tell us in the comments section, what are your must-haves in your kitchen, and you're willing to go out, you're willing to pay full price for them, doesn't matter what they're charging, you're going to make sure you got those in your house to cook with.
And you know, the nice thing about potatoes and onions is they both keep a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3 is from Tammy Strum. And Tammy asks, should non-grocery items such as detergent or dog food be counted as part of the grocery budget? Or do those items get put in a separate fund?
Tammy, you were not alone. Like several people asked us this question in the comments section. And the answer really is yes and no. There is no right way to do that or wrong way to do it. In the past, I've kept them all together. In the past, probably, 7 or 8 years, I separated them again just because I'm a little OCD when it comes to money. And I wanted to know exactly what I was spending on stuff that we could actually consume and what I was spending on things that were non-consumable. So right now, we do all household products, personal care products, toilet paper, very important, y'all. Things like that. We do that separate. I allow $50 a month, but very seldom do I ever spend $50 a month in totality on all of those items.
And then for the dog food, we had the dog in a separate category, and we included that in that category. So we separated that one out from our own food budget. So Michigan 12 asks, you received and used free oranges, butternut squash, and beans. That's a lot of free food. Did you include what it would have cost you to buy it?
No, I did not. I really use those as examples to show you that most of us have ways that throughout the year we actually do receive some free food, no matter what that way is. If you've got friends that garden, if you yourself garden, whatever that way is, I just wanted you to be aware that those ways exist and maybe kind of get your gears turning as to ways that you could actually maybe barter even for some food. I've been really open about the fact that I do a little bit of work during the growing season for a local organic farmer, and he pays me in food. So those are ways that we, yes, indeed, stretch our grocery budget, but we want you to be aware of them because we want to be transparent and because we want you to start thinking about ways you could do it too.
Question number 5 comes from Jana. And Jana asks, I don't seem to find the deals you do. No canned food for 50 cents a can. No loss leaders in the winter, worth getting. Aldi's and Trader Joe's are the lowest cost grocers where I live. I've noticed their prices have gone up, so that my grocery budget doesn't go far at all. I'm thankful for what I do have, very thankful, but I'm out of ideas for decreasing the food bill. I know you've just given us info on what you do, but some of it's truly not applicable for me. I'm wondering if you can think of anything else I might do. As always, thanks for sharing.
So Jana has been a viewer for a really super duper long time. Hey, Jana. Here's what I wanted to comment on this. This is why we call this the Spaghetti at the Wall channel, because we really like to give you lots and lots and lots of ideas, throw them at you. You look at your own wall and say, that spaghetti sticks, that doesn't, this works for me, that doesn't. But we really like to give you lots of ideas. So here's my question for all of you that Jana kind of brought to my mind. Would it be helpful to you if we did like a master video of like just lots and lots and lots of different ideas, quick, easy ways that you can save at the grocery store, maybe 50 or 60 of them, all in one video, rapid fire. We just go through and say, do this, 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 and this. Would it be helpful for you to have almost like a video checklist of ways that you could save at the grocery store so you've got them all in one place? Would that be helpful to you? Let us know in the comment section.
Jimmy Keating asks, what do you do about a picky 12-year-old?
All right, we have lots of ideas on this, but we're going to give you our top 2. One thing that we always insisted on when we were raising the boys is do not insist that your children like every single food. Look, as an adult, you do not like every single food, so respect their autonomy and say you don't have to like everything. But we gave our boys, and this is the second tip, we gave them a no thank you list. They had a no thank you list where they would just simply pass on something if I made it. They didn't have to eat it. They didn't have to take any of it. 3 items. That's what was allowed maximum on the no no thank you list. It was a no thank you food, and they knew if I made it, they didn't have to eat it, and that was okay.
And for the most part, they ate what Hope offered them. But if it was just one item, there's some items that I don't eat that Hope just loves. I don't particularly like onions, and I really don't like green peppers. I wish my palate liked them, but they taste terrible to me. Other foods I like a lot, and I'll eat. So Hope is very kind to sometimes pull all the green peppers out of some of the food, like she did this week for the rice salad. But everybody has something that they don't like. And, I don't think we really have ever made that a deal breaker in our home.
Don't make it a source of conflict with your kids.
Instead, not worth it.
Get them on the team and get them to come alongside you. Let them help shop. Let them help cook. There's a lot of things we could say about kids and food, but suffice it to say, those are our top 2 suggestions for you.
And now for the big reveal. Did we feed our family of 4 for $50 a week total each week for the month of February?
Okay, and you guys know what's coming. Ready? All right, here's the stats. We spent just on groceries this month. All 4 weeks, we spent $102.10 in total.
How much was that?
$102.10 on groceries.
For a whole month?
That's it.
Wow.
Now, we added ingredients that were sitting on our pantry shelves and from our freezer. We were real open, showed you guys all the stuff we had to add to create the menu plan. $97.11 of additional ingredients from the pantry and freezer. And that leaves us with a grand total of $199.21. So yes, we got to the end of the month and we reached our goal of feeding our family of 4 breakfast, lunch, and dinner for no more than $50 a week.
And just remember, the money that we saved this month from the February grocery challenge, that extra money that we now have in savings, we're going to use that to stock our pantry.
And it's really important to remember, we didn't raise the grocery budget. We made what we were buying at the grocery store go farther by stretching it. And all that extra money, yes, go into the pantry. Now, if you want some more inspiration and you're thinking, all right, now I know, Hope, you might do a video that shows like rapid fire 50 or 60 ways I can save at the grocery store, but I want to know, 2022 whole game has changed. What are the new grocery shopping rules for 2022? What do I need to look out for? We did a video on it. It's right over there. Go watch it next.